Alright, so Abzan Hero. This is a deck that we've played a couple of times in the past. I added this to my website over the weekend. I like this deck a lot. And one of the reasons why I like this deck is because it feels very cohesive and reasonable, even when we don't draw our namesake hero card. So this deck has a lot of good multicolored cards in it to leverage hero when we get that going. But this deck also kind of has a token sub-theme from the Afterlife creatures that are able to have good synergy with Vraska Golgari Queen, as well as the Anthem effect from Tristani. I think Tristani in general is in a very reasonable spot in the format, because this card is reasonable against aggro with all of the bodies and lifelink it puts into play, and it's also good against Sultai midrange because it undoes Hostage Taker and Thief of Sanity, which are very annoying and powerful cards in the format. So how far did my rank drop? I don't remember where we finished. We're 99% Mythic. I don't remember where we finished on Friday. I thought we were top 1,000, but maybe we weren't. I have to go back and check the tape and see how far we lost. At any rate, let's see if Abzan Hero can do some climbing for us. It would be nice if we could finish in the top 1,000 at the end of the season, but at the same time, I'm also not that worried about it. I think as far as the decks we're playing today are concerned, I think I plan to play Abzan Hero, Black White Aristocrats, and Temur Drakes on the ladder. Dude Light doling out 10 sub-gifties. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome to the new members of Hoglandia. Enjoy the gift of gab. The party bus was a good time. I agree. As I mentioned earlier, during the modern portion, if you like this archetype, you can look for a full primer and sideboard guide for it to be posted on Cool Stuff Inc. tomorrow. I'm still going to be writing sporadically for them as time permits, and I have good ideas that I feel are worth writing about. Yeah, it seems a little slow, but I'm going to keep it. Have you tried Priest of the Forgotten Gods in this deck? I've been trying it instead of Tithe Taker. It's been good against the creature decks with Afterlife. So, alright, this hand's really bad against Mono Red, which is just, when you're playing a mid-range interactive deck, sometimes you're going to have draws like this. You're like, okay, this hand is reasonable against, like, Sultai, or maybe a Nexus deck, but it's just really bad here. Josh, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. As far as Priest of the Forgotten Gods goes, am I just dead here? Do I think this game is winnable? It might be. I guess we'll keep going. From what I see, you ended at 961 on Friday. Okay, so we dropped like 200 spots over the weekend. Sounds about right. What was I gonna say? As far as Priest of the Forgotten Gods goes, someone mentioned that it's good in the creature matchups, and I agree with that, but I don't think the creature matchups are super hard for this deck. So I don't, again, just like, there's a lot of things that are good that fit into here, and especially when you're talking about things that are monocolored, every monocolored card that we play has to have a very specific, good, important purpose, because it's not playing into the synergies that the rest of our deck is kind of built around. Alright, so they have Frenzy down. I feel a little bit bad about having burned my Mortify, but I do have Vivien's and more Mortifies and trophies in my deck to get rid of this Frenzy. Come eat pizza. Thanks for the half a year. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I wanted to build this deck, but I spent all my wild cards on Temur Domri. Yep. I am the confirmed wild card killer. So their Experimental Frenzy drew 3 cards last turn. I'm not going to attack with Seraph here. Chain Whirler would be bad news bears for us. Maybe we'll get lucky in there. Well, that's the second Frenzy. Alright, so we kind of have to win through the Frenzies at this point. If we draw a removal spell, it's probably killing Steamkin before anything else. Sending that upstairs. That's, yep. Vraska Golgari Queen. Sign me up for that one. So let's get this into play. And kill the runaway Steamkin.
I haven't forgotten how to destroy things.
And I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'm attacking with everything here. I think I just need to close the game out. If they hit like Goblin Chain Whirler, I'm gonna be in a bad spot. I have like 20 Mythic and 22 Rare Wild cards. I don't know what I do with them. Thank God I don't do deck submissions, so I'm not setting my Mythic Wild cards on fire. Alright. The Vraska does get to start gaining us some small points of life next turn, maybe, if they don't kill her. We also might just be dead this turn. Wow, that kills our Vraska too. That's super unfortunate. I think we're dead. Yes. I guess if they hit 2 lands next turn, we could still be okay potentially. Alright, am I dead yet? It's a pretty close game considering how slow our draw was in the start into them having a turn 4 frenzy. Let's get Moment in here and Kaya. I don't know that I want the last trophy. Vivien's pretty slow here. Midnight Reaper's pretty awkward. I think it's just Craving and Zenkaya's in. I want Tocatli Honor Guard in this matchup too. That card's pretty reasonable. It's a little bit awkward that Tocatli Honor Guard shuts down this and this, but if Tocatli Honor Guard's in play, we probably don't need the extra text from these cards. I think I'm going to trim the trophy just because giving the red deck extra lands early generally isn't ideal. I think this is fine. Tocatli Honor Guard is like an okay blocker as a 1/3, and it also shuts off both Chain Whirler and the Pyromancer. The biggest gain in this matchup for us post board is the fact that we get to understand what we're playing against, so we get to make better mulliganing decisions. Sand's super reasonable. This hand's actually really reasonable, especially on the play. We'll go turn 2 Tithe Taker, turn 3 tapped land hero, and then hopefully turn 4 Seraph, turn 5 Tristani. The Vraska with the -10, you mean the 6 mana Vraska? Vraska Relic Seeker? Yep. And now, even if we miss the land drop on 4 or find like a Memorial to Folly, the Knight of Autumn post-hero is very reasonable. If they offer the trade here with the Gitu Lava Runner, I'm going to take it. I'm definitely the control deck in this matchup, so I just want to be as defensive as possible. Just trading early and often, basically. Details on how the deck submission process works can be found here on my website. Fight with fire. Okay, interesting. Lava Coil would be a little unfortunate here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and play this out. Just keep racing. Sure. Feel like we're solidly on our way to a W in this game. Their hand must be pretty bad if they were just playing that out with 3 cards, right? So I think we just get rid of that. So I attack. We're 5 here, down to 13, and extra, and I jam this Tristani into play. If you were watching before we moved to Arena, sometimes you have to refresh the screen for Deckmaster to start working. Deckmaster is loaded and connected properly. They need Lava Coil into Chain Whirler here to be in this game. If they don't have exactly that, they're gonna be in trouble. I guess they could have had Chain Whirler plus a 3 damage spell too. I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. Maybe 3 Golgari Queen is too many and I want 1 trophy in on the draw. I can see that being reasonable. Nah, I think Duress is just not good enough in this matchup, and we just want more cards that play to the board. Drawing. Duress is, like, really good on turn 1 to turn 2, but, like, I have so many relevant turn 2 plays. I think I'd much rather just have all my cards play to the board. Feels bad that I didn't have a shock land to play on one when there's so many shocks in my deck in this matchup. Treasure map. I think them boarding into treasure map is good for us on average. I think if they're trying to slow down, that's a W for our team. So, like, Lyra is one of the many cards that does fit into this deck. I don't think this matchup is really that bad, which I'm sure we're about to miss our 3rd land drop and then die now that I said that. But, again, when you make changes to a deck, you want to be asking yourself, what problem does my deck have, and how am I addressing that problem by making this change? And I don't think Lyra is solving problems that this deck has, in my experience. Morning, Ghost. Hope you're having a good Monday. This is where the magic happens. Definitely right to have 25 lands in this deck. That's definitely a good addition. Think we're dead here because we just don't have a 3rd land. We kept 2 lands on the draw with a kind of okay hand. It's just how Magic the Gathering works a lot of the time. A lot of games you're gonna lose where you don't make any mistakes. You just don't get to play. Hey, Cousin Vin, thanks for the 16th month. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think Tristani in general is just the better 5-drop. It's more flexible in more places. Maybe if you're playing this deck in best of 1 and you really want a way to hammer mono red, Lyra's fine at the top end. Yeah, I don't. My keep was fine there. Like, I am happy with all the decisions I made in that game. You just need to understand that, like, there's going to be plenty of games where you look back and they're going to go, yep, all those decisions were good, and we just, like, died and didn't have a chance. Man, London Mulligan win. Looking forward to not keeping speculative hands like this anymore and missing. Just another one where it's just like, well, this hand's very good if we draw lands and get to play Magic, but there's a chance that we just don't get to play here. And, like, your opponent's going to have games like this, too, where they just don't get to play as well. Did I listen to Panic at the Disco? Yeah, it's one of the many early 2000s bands that I don't mind listening to. Thought on what Karsten wrote on his math on the London Mulligan. Did he say anything we didn't already know? I feel like Karsten's article was just, like, doing the math for, like, what is kind of intuitive. They have Black and Legion Warboss in their deck. That's interesting. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I think our board plan's still pretty reasonable. Do I want Tocatli on our guard if they're on this Goblins plan? They probably still have... I'm going to board a little bit different. I'm going to try taking out Tithe Taker instead of the Assassin's Trophies. See how that feels. Yeah, they could be on a Judith aggro deck. Lots of things that go wide. Yeah, they're likely still a Chain Whirler deck. That sounds fine. Not amazing, but fine. We do get to play Magic this game, hopefully, if we draw a spell or two. You kind of started a channel meme, Bob. I was watching a stream and the streamer was complaining about how the new mulligan rule would make good decks better. Yep. I mean, the new mulligan rule is bad for people who want to play decks that are unplayable, but just, like, skate by because other people are unlucky. That skate by because Magic is an incredibly high variance game. Morning pizza. So, I'm actually going to kill the Lava Runner with this Vraska rather than the Pyromancer. And the reason for this is a 2/1, which means it dies to the Afterlife token. So I'd much rather get this out of the way. I think this 2-for-1 is profitable for us. This is likely going to turn into a 2/2, and this is only a 2/1. So I think that's good for me. We don't have any more spells, but like I have a Memorial to Folly, which is going to turn into something. Okie dokie. Matches like these are why I'm not firmly pushing for the top 1,000 at the end of the day. Remember, I mean, even if you try your best, you're still gonna fail a lot of the time in Magic. So, don't it. If you are someone who's going to be pushing to get into the top 1,000 at the end of the season, do not attach your self-worth to what your Magic results are. That is a road that will lead you to incredible sadness. What do we have for Phoenix besides Kaya? Kaya. I mean, would you like we have a removal spell plus a Kaya. You can also just play 2 removal spells. You can block it with Seraph and then kill it with the removal spell. You have lots of good tools. All right, we had 3. We kept a hand with 2 spells and we drew 1 more spell and then we died after we played a game where we mulliganed, kept a 1-lander and never drew a second land and died. All after stumbling and dying in the match before it. We did run good a little bit last week, so this is our cumulative variance catching back up with us. Yeah, we kept a 2-lander on the draw with 2 2-mana spells and good 3-mana spells and died. Yep. I'm gonna keep this on the draw. Things have been. This is more spells than we saw last game, right? So now we'll just never see a green source this game. We'll just draw all green spells and never draw a green source. Ooh, okay, all right. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. All right, let's see if the deck full of shocks and lightning strikes and lava coils does not have one. Vitamin Man B MTG, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I responded it's just cumulative variance. I mean, if they don't kill this hero, we're in a great spot. Maybe they'll miss a land drop. Oh, our opponent missed a land drop. That feels good. So we are gonna mortify the crap out of this, and then we can Vraska the next thing. I'm actually gonna take this hit here because my opponent played the land out. Because if they untap and play a Phoenix, I want to take the Phoenix off the table. I think. Sure. There's a good chance this just turns into a 2-for-1 roundabout, because, like, this is killing, it's kind of just a 1-for-1, right? Because this drew a card already. So I assume Vraska's going to eat into a burn spell here. If she doesn't eat into a burn spell, we could be in a pretty okay spot. Oh, I'm just dead because I took the 4. Got it. This is Shock Lightning Strike, or like Haste Creature Colossus, or Haste Creature Shock.
I was getting bored anyway.
I'm at 4. Collision Colossus sucks no matter how I cut it. Double Forest, and their Chain Whirler deck is ambitious. Alright, if we can dodge lethal, we can dodge a ball. Am I dead? The fact that I played around Phoenix maybe cost me that game. I definitely stopped to play around Rekindling Phoenix. That maybe I shouldn't have stopped to play around. Because like I'd have been +4 health if I'd have just mortified their Growth Chamber Guardian there. So it's possible that playing around that was incorrect. I'm gonna bring in the last trophy. I'm gonna bring in the Moment of Craving. I'm gonna trim these Viviens. I think I want this Kaya because they probably have Rekindling Phoenix in their 75. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible that I was just low enough that it didn't matter. I don't think I want Tocatli here. I get that they have Goblin Chain Whirler, but that's probably like the only enter the battlefield effect that they have. And I don't think that makes Tocatli good enough. No, I don't think that's true, Bob. I just have to chump block. And that leaves me in a really bad spot. I think the critical play that game was taking the extra 4 that I didn't necessarily have to take. Dorox, thanks for the tier 1s. Converted from a prime to a tier 1 sub. Well, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate that. Welcome. Hope you're having a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and mortify this before they can go find some friends. Yeah, that's true. Like, if I choose to not play around the Phoenix and they have it, that runs away with the game too. So maybe it's right because they shocked in and then they just like had the other set of things and we got punished. Hey, what's going on? Not right? Hope you're having a good one. Happy Monday. Yeah, we're definitely a little bit ahead right now. If we can hit lands 4-5, we should be in a pretty good spot. Pickle Bolas, that is an A+ username. Thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, Kaya's gained 5, which is like all you can really ask of her. Never forget Kaya can exile cards from your graveyard too here, including your creatures to gain you life. I'm going to choose to not attack with the Seraph because this way if they Lightning Strike the Seraph, I'll have 3 tokens to triple block the Spellbreaker. I assume since Pizza's commenting on the Challenger deck list, they probably spoiled them. Exile Mortify for red Snapcaster Mage. Ooh, that's a good call, actually. This is a good Chain Whirler play, because it means that even if I block here, this tramples over.
I'm gonna make myself scarce.
There's a Phoenix in one of the Challenger decks. Well, that's great. You're not wrong, Rich. They are very expensive in paper. So I'm at 21 here, so I might just decline blocking and try and 2-turn them in the air. There's 2 History of Benalia and the white one. That's awesome. I assume that card's expensive, right? A year ago, it was high modern content with splashes of vintage and legacy. Now there's a splash of modern with a standard format that's actually good. What will next year hold? That really is the question, isn't it, Bear? Thank you for the very generous tier to resub, and thanks for the 12 months. I hope you're having a good one. Have a sword to go with your shield. All right, does this change the metric of what I'm doing here? I think it might. I think I'm supposed to trade now. Wow, remember when we didn't exile the Mortify? Holy crap. Woof. And they're going to Chain Whirler us or something too? That's a pretty big mistake. That is a pretty big mistake. Because now the Chain Whirler gets to attack. There's no reason to leave the Mortify in my bin. That is a super aggressive attack from the opponent. They must have Chain Whirler, right? I feel like Chain Whirler is the only explanation for this attack. I'm gonna hold on to this as a bluff for now. Am I dead? Okay, we're not dead yet. And in fact, they're dead to a removal spell, right? They have to shoot one of my tokens here, because otherwise they're dead on board.
That can't help you now.
Do I attack them with everything? Attacking them with everything leaves them at 1, right? The problem is they've played only 1 Chain Whirler, right? So, like, Vivien gives them 5 looks at a Chain Whirler. I think I throw away one of these and kill Vivien. I mean, so, like, we can't beat a Chain Whirler, chat, but we can give them 4 less looks to hit a Chain Whirler. Like, you're right, we're probably dead to rights to Goblin Chain Whirler, but why am I giving them 4 more looks at it? It's a pretty good last one to have. And remember, this whole game is different because I didn't exile that Mortify. The fact that I didn't exile Mortify from my graveyard is the reason we're losing this game. All of these would be 2/2s. So attacking with the Imperious here means that they have to keep Phoenix back next turn and they die to a removal spell. Even if they do. Because I turned the Oligarch or Oglarch, whatever we want to call it, into a flyer. And they can't get too aggressive on the ground, because I've got 2 ground pounders as well. Oh, they have Collision Colossus, and I'm dead. Their last card's Collision Colossus. Hey! 3125, thank you for the 2-month resub. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one. They could just have a removal spell here, too. Alright, we definitely did not deserve to win that one. Made a pretty critical mistake with my Kaya, and then ended up sneaking it out. Remember to resub after my prime this time. Keep it up. Well, thank you. Thank you, 3125. And Vox Pop, thanks for the brand new prime support. Thanks for the Bezo Bucks, folks. Hope you're having a good Monday. Thanks for keeping me around here. For people who are my regulars, or new folks too, I posted a small blog over the weekend talking about some small changes to my schedule, as well as the permanency, at least in the short term, of sub-only chat. I think I'm going to go ahead and submit here. I don't think I want to make any changes. I think I'm happy with how I'm boarded. Sounds fine. Not amazing, but fine. This is the third time we've played this archetype on stream, I believe. I added it to my website, so if you click Standard Decks Abzan Hero, you can see a playlist with it. Yeah, we've been in sub-only chat since last Monday. We gave it a test drive last week, and I really liked it. Felt like a positive experience for both me and the people who paid me money. Lead on Tithe Taker here, I think. A little bit of a lightning rod before we play Hero. Also, this lets us go Hero into Imperious next turn, which is nice. Sweet, I have a sword. Thanks for the great content. Thanks for the 6 months, Just a Box. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. You are, in fact, still subbed, Xtiz. I agree, Gilbob. Not having to constantly direct people to rules and time people out for being off topic or posting clutter is nice. A welcome change of pace on my end. Alright, so this is their best possible play this turn. Do I just, like, mortify this and attack them? I think I do, right? Because I'm kind of just winning this race. Alternatively, I could play Tristani. I think I'd rather mortify and attack this turn. I should probably put that in the title. Put that in the stream title. Let's do that. Schedule update. Gonna be, so I am shortening. Well, we're not just dead by any means. So we got this Tristani that's going to hit them down to 9 this turn, but there's definitely, they have a Chain Whirler here too. Nope, not yet. There, we had a couple of good ones in a row here. Yeah, some of these green-red decks play like 2 Cannonade in the sideboard. I think we had 2 in the build we played the other day. Holy flab, I missed it. You definitely seem happier with the sub-only mode, and don't worry, I'll find a weird deck this month to submit to. Thank you for the tier 3 resub at that, Holy Flab. Sorry about that. Was updating the stream title and got distracted. Alright, really need a removal spell for that one. If we hit a removal spell for this dragon, this Phoenix attack is really bad. Like, Trophy would be great here. This was actually the best draw in my deck, because it kills the dragon and lets me play Seraph this turn. This does give them a land to get to play activate Growth Chamber Guardian this turn, but I think that's fine. I think I'm okay with them killing one of my 2/2s to deal 2 extra points of damage and gain 4 here. So this is a free block for them, but I'm putting them to 3 and then playing a Seraph of the Scales, which puts them dead on board. And it puts me up to 12, which is nice. I could attack with the Tristani too and let them eat that and put them down to 1, but I think putting them down to 1 and making us more vulnerable to Goblin Chain Whirler is not ideal. I don't think I play around a removal spell here. I think I just make them have it and attack with everything. So if they have spot removal into Fiery Cannonade, we get in trouble here. Oh, I guess I could have attacked with these two. I should have attacked with these two, right? Yeah, this is a mistake. I should have smashed with everything. Because they'd have needed 2 removal spells to not die to everything here, right? Because they would have blocked here or here and then died. Alright, please don't Fiery Cannonade me. It's definitely another mistake on my part. I blame chat for not having chat lethal. Well, the hero didn't die to Fiery Cannonade because I had Tristani in play, so I think playing the hero out is right. Vault Bros, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody over out in the world. Thanks for dropping by here today. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. If you are someone who enjoys standard best of 3 constructed, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of different decks here, and we change decks every 60 to 90 minutes. So if you want a lot of variety, this is a great place for that. As always, a shout out to my wonderful subs, just like Vault Bros and Holy Flabs and Just a Box and Vox Pox and all the others. They're the folks that keep me employed. I wouldn't be here day and debt without their wonderful support. I also like to plug a couple of my sponsors really quick. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, be sure to check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG series. Lucid Sound is the maker of my wonderful headset. If you head on over to lucidsound.com using code TEMPO, you can save 20% plus get free shipping on your new headset with them. Neo provides wonderful candy-flavored protein bars using code Hoagland at bit.ly/HoagleBar. You can save 10% on your orders with them. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your Monday here with us. Hope everyone's having a great start to their week. Heading on into our next match here with Abzan Hero. I'm going to keep this on the draw. It's a little bit slow if we don't find an untapped land and they're playing something aggressive, but the spells in it are really good here. And if I hit an untapped land, it's super reasonable. You did that over the weekend, Loam. Do you not remember? You definitely sent messages over the weekend and I bumped JAC. You can always ask for complimentary timeouts, Beaks. We got you. We aim to please. Weird. I'm gonna lead on Tithe Taker here. I don't know exactly what our opponent's doing. Land War Elves into Urban Utopia. They have like a splash color or something. I'm gonna attack with this because if they want to block and let me draw a card and make a 1/1, I'm okay with that. Good. I would like to draw a card here. What decks do you feel are best against these green-red decks? I think the bigger green decks are really good against them. The Wild Growth Walker package decks, things like Temur Domri and Temur Climb and Sultai, tend to all be very good against the green-red decks. Roxer Boxers, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't know how our current deck lines up into this deck, though. Haven't played it a ton yet. I think the fact that this opponent is playing Land War Elves means that they're likely not playing Goblin Chain Whirler, which is probably good for us. Gorks, thanks for doling out some sub gifties. Hope you're having a good Monday and a good start to your week. Welcome. for the support. Welcome to the new members of Hoaglandia. Enjoy the gift of gab. I think I'm going to chump block with this token this turn. I think there's a chance I should have chump blocked with the token last turn, honestly. I think especially with the Midnight Reaper in play, I want to preserve my health total a little bit. Phoenix is really brutal here. You know, I should probably be attacking with the Imperious to try and get another flying token. Trophy's not a terrible draw. Well, this is really good for me. Gives me a flying blocker and lets me draw another card here. The must attack is getting them here, I think. Yeah, it definitely works. Thanks for the support as always. Alright, so how do I want to block here? I think I want to cash this in. I'm going to cash this in, and I'm going to use this to just gain 4 so I can keep using my health total to draw cards with the Midnight Reaper. When your sub ends, you get kicked from the Discord. There's like a 7-day grace period or so where you have a chance to resub. If we draw Kaya here, we can Assassin's Trophy this other Phoenix and exile both Phoenixes. So we have 2 Kayas in our deck right now. So that would be the absolute best draw here is Kaya. Another trophy's not terrible, though. I think I actually kill this here. So that way they can't get more things, since I drew the other removal spell. I've never seen this before, so I'm going to say no, it's not a normal thing. That was not the Kaya I wanted for Christmas. However, it's a hero. It's a hero that makes this trophy make more stuff. So I get to do this, and I get to trophy this egg. And make a couple more friends. The Tristani might be lethal next turn, depending on what they do here. Sip the Jack, thanks for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers. So they would block all 6 of these. Or sorry, they would block the bigger ones, right? So they'd block like these plus 1, 2 of these. And then I hit them for 12. I think I'm 1 short actually, right? I believe I'm 1 short. So if I let both of these through, they block 6 of my things. And then I only have 12 on the backswing, so I do need to chump here, I think. The following turn, however, this Tristani is likely going to be lethal. Well, these tokens don't have haste. This attack does leave me dead to Collision Colossus. Did they do the math? So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They added one more blocker. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then they take 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so they're dead, right? So I just like block this and then they're dead. Oh, I block with the lifelink tokens. That makes this way easier. Then I stay at 6. Forgot about that. Good call. And they were dead regardless, right? Like, again, they block 7 things, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they take 16 here. 17 with the Tristani. That was a sweet game. They don't have any first strike that I forgot, right? So attacking with this is fine. That game was really just a fantastic example in my mind of why this deck is such a good hero deck, just because Tristani letting us leverage those tokens in that way is just so super powerful. And I'm going to board just like we did last time. I'm going to bring in the Moment of Cravings. I'm going to bring in the extra Kaya to help clean up the Phoenixes. I'm going to bring in the last trophy as efficient spot removal. Seems real solid for us. If you like this deck, I do too. I'm going to have a full primer on this deck, including a sideboard guide, up on coolstuffinc.com tomorrow, Tuesday morning. So be sure to check that out. bit.ly/Hugel articles for short. Hey, Isaac. Thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I agree, AJ. There's just the variety of draws that this deck can generate really just can't be rivaled. It goes in a lot of different directions, basically. I'm kind of surprised they didn't give this haste. If they gave this haste, they could have attacked with both. Mew, thank you for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. So I think I'm going to go ahead and shock this in since we drew it. And then play this out. I'm going to put a stop on their thing. Do I want to just trophy this and attack for 2? I probably just want to trophy this and attack for 2, huh? Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Like I said, we saw Land War Elves last game, which gives me the hope that they're not on the Chain Whirler build. But definitely have been. They also had the enchantments that, like, make their lands make any color. So, like, maybe that enchantment is their way to, like, play Chain Whirler alongside Land War Elves. Aaron, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I mean, we're solidly into race them territory here, right? Like, they have this dragon, but, like, here's my Seraph. This adds 6 power to the table. And, like, they can activate this Hellkite, but even then, I'm still, like, attacking for a lot very quickly. And, like, I have Kaya to, like, exile creatures and, like, gain some life, too, while also adding power to play. So, like, if they stop to activate Hellkite, Lava Coil plus land activate Hellkite could be bad for us here. I wonder if we'll see them pump the brakes this turn. Wow, just no chill. Got it. I think cashing that token in as a gain 3 is a good idea. So I do this. This is going to gain us 2 and make 2 friends. I am dead. I am dead to another Hellkite. I'm dead to a second dragon. I'm also dead to burn spell plus a thing. I guess with these attacks I'm dead to Collision Colossus, but I feel like I'm racing okay here. Just need to, like, be okay losing to those things. Rekindling Phoenix is not lethal. Yeah, I think they turtled up too soon. I think they needed to turtle up last turn. Are they dead? Kaya exiles this, and then Vraska Golgari Queen kills this. They're dead. They're dead even with the Vraska, without the Vraska, right? She's dead on board. Get my Gales into play. This game was really just, we were talking about, someone in chat had mentioned, like, just the variety of lines you take with this deck, and this is a great example of one of our more aggressive draws where Hero just, like, takes the game and runs away with it. Opponent playing Grawl probably comes with a paperweight on top of the attack with all button. Big Bang Fabby, thank you for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Stand's a little slow, but they're basically going to take an interactive stance this game. Got Trophy and Mortify to clean up their first early plays. Got 4 of the 5 lands we need to get to Tristani on time. Could that be okay for now? I would probably prioritize playing more blue and less red fetches. So 4 Flooded Strand or 3-1 in favor of Flooded Strand, sip the jack. Man, a lot of green-red aggro today, huh? Let's go ahead and mortify this before I can find some friends. Thanks, Dwight. Yeah, sub-only mode is staying for a minimum of the next 3 weeks. Because one of the things that can be tough about Twitch is that I basically, any change I implement on the stream, I don't really see the super meaningful impact from it for a month, since subscriptions work on a month cycle. So if subs are unhappy with the sub-only chat and they unsub because of it, I won't see those metrics for a little bit. I did not look at the deck list from the tournament this past weekend, no. In my experience, splashing blue into black-green rock has never felt worthwhile. Well, that's an exciting draw. I think I Tristani first and take a hit, and then next turn I can trophy plus Kaya. Because, like, this way I can have tokens to defend Kaya after I get her into play. What would my pick for the best controlled back in Standard be? Esper, not close. Esper's very, very good. I agree, Zach, but there was a small number of people who filled out the sub-survey that said they disliked sub-only chat, but those also could have very well been people. There's always a lot of sub-gifts on this channel, right? So if those were people who were gifted subs, that would make a lot of sense. Do you have a metric for lapsed subs each month? I don't, actually, which would probably be a useful metric to have. I think I trade for the Spellbreaker, especially with this Lightning Strike sitting on top of their deck. Not going to have a better chance to trade later. Knowing that this is coming up makes trading more appealing. Hey, it's Valerie. Thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. And there's no guarantee Lightning Strike is gone. They could decline getting the land. Leaving the extra creatures in their bin because the extra creatures turn into more health over the course of the game if she lives. Making sure we get rid of the Phoenix so the egg has nothing to get back. I think if they ship Branchwalker into Kaya, I'm just going to let Kaya go to 1. Why did we not use Kaya to kill the Phoenix token? Because I'd rather use Kaya to just exile the Phoenix so I gain life, and Kaya goes to a higher health total. So Tristani's probably the best draw in our deck at this point. We have 2 of those. Seraph is probably a close second.
Try that again. I dare you.
Hero's not great in the face of Lava Coil. I think I actually play this land and just pass here, so that way if I draw a multicolored spell, I can like play Hero and then play the multicolored spell right after to get a token. Because if I play Hero this turn, they're just going to kill it with Lava Coil, which isn't ideal.
I'm gone for now, but not forever.
Someone earlier said they're bringing in Ajani in this matchup. I wonder if that's okay. Making our dorks bigger is kind of appealing. We have Knight of Autumn here. Yeah, I think I like that idea. Good one. I'm gonna give that a try. The problem with bringing Settle back is that here's the problem with Settle the Wreckage. It's bad against Sultai, it's bad against Mono Blue, and it's bad against Mono Red. Mono Blue has Siren Storm Tamer in the main deck. Sultai has Krasis to leverage the fact that you're giving them extra lands to their advantage. And Mono Red has Experimental Frenzy to leverage the extra lands to their advantage. So people aren't not playing Settle because people play around it. People are not playing Settle because it's just bad. I don't think Tocatli's good enough here. I don't think turning off my Tristani has enough upside. Oh, this hand is so good with the black source, but just doesn't get to play Magic if it doesn't draw one. We're only on like 16 black. Black is our most common mana land color in the mana base. 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. Oh, is that right? 7, 9, 13, 14, 15. I only have 15. This hand's like not good, but it's a keepable. Has our colors at least. Jersey guy, thanks for the 11 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Hope you're having a good start to your week. I think Tithe Taker is super relevant, Burgle. We played against a bunch of decks where Tithe Taker isn't fantastic, but I think it's actually fine against... I think Tithe Taker is fine against Mono Red. It's not, like, good against Mono Red, but it's definitely fine there. Brewski, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Guess you could say things are getting pretty serious, and thanks for the 6 months. Hope you had a good weekend. Welcome back. Hopefully we don't get punished and get double removal spelled here. Looks like that's what's happening. That's unfortunate. Maybe I should have just played the Imperious last turn, just like get the guaranteed 1 token. I got a little greedy and tried for 2.
Notice I didn't say fair.
Alright, we hit the land for Tristani, which means if we hit a removal spell for this Hellkite, we're going to be in a real good spot. Sure. This leaves me dead to Lightning Strike, but leaves me in a pretty good spot otherwise. So like they're at 11, and I've got 8 lifelink power in play here. Domri's kind of annoying. Although I guess if they want to down-tick Domri, they now can't attack with their Hellkite. Because my Spirit Token would then kill the Domri. What's going on, Tim with 2 M's? Do I hold on to the Kaya, hoping to draw a removal spell here? I could Kaya down tick here, attack them with everything. They take 6 down to 5. I lose these tokens. I gain 8 up to 15. Mono Black Devotion's been really terrible every time we've tried to play it in Modern. I think of all the decks that happen to be cheap for Modern, I would not recommend that one. They don't really have any meaningful creatures in their bin. She only goes to 4, which means she dies. I think I'm just gonna pass here. The games we've played Magic have felt good, Mr. Panda. We had a few matches where the magic just kind of happened. Your opponent just draws what they need off the top and you die. Just how the game goes sometimes, right? I guess I could draw exactly the third Tristani here, right? Yeah, Obliterator's an awesome card that's too slow and is terrible in Modern. Is your problem? I think we're done here, right? Weren't we at 188? What happened? We lost a bunch of matches. Magic's an incredibly high variance game. Lost a bunch of matches in a row and slid right back down. That's how the game works. Was it last week, the day or 2 days after we were top 200, we lost 60 or 70% of our matches the following day and slid back down to around 1,000. We won almost every match we played one day, got up to top 200, lost a little over half the matches, slid right back down. The key to being in the top 1,000 at the end of the month is going to be being lucky at the end of the season. That's how you do it. That's how ladder systems like this work. Green-Black lost in the finals, I believe. You can always find the results of major tournaments on websites like Goldfish or on Star City Games directly. How rapid was the decay if we didn't play? We lost 6. We didn't play for the day after we got to top 200. We lost 60 ranks in one day. Roadkill, thanks for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the 17 months. Now, I'm not sure that's going to be good enough, Vivien. We lost 60 spots at the beginning of the season. So I think there's a pretty good chance that, at the end of the season, it's going to be even more brutal than that. And that's the thing about ladders where you're competing directly with other people. You can't just say, oh, I need to get to this point and we'll be okay, because the amount that you need to be okay is variable depending on how many other people are playing. So they have Hostage Taker on top of their deck, which they kept on top, so I assume they're gonna Hostage Taker something here, and then hopefully this Vivien Reid will plus up and find us a Tristani. Snacks, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. They're Viviening first. I think this is good for me overall. We're ahead on board and we're gonna get to play our own Vivien here. Thief of Sanity, also not good against Tristani. Well, and that's such a good example of, just not knowing Navier, right? So, last week, we were top 200, and we lost over 60 spots in a day. And there's no way we can know, are we going to lose 60 spots every day, or was that abnormal? So then we played more, and we lost a bunch and fell out of top 1,000 even from losing a bunch and hitting a bad run.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
That's unfortunate. Morning, little Bappy. This is at 5, so that's perfect. We get to kill this and then smash their Vivien Reid and play this. Ajani is good in this matchup. If you're interested in how to sideboard with this deck, tomorrow morning on CoolStuffInc.com, I'm going to have a full primer, including a sideboard guide posted. So the control matchups and mid-range matchups. Ajani is a very grindy Magic the Gathering card. It's a card that helps generate card advantage and put your things back into play after they die. Alright, so let's start by attacking with these. They'll take 4. I guess they just have Hostage Taker to take my Seraph the Scales here, huh? I'm probably in danger of dying here if we don't hit a Tristani here soon. You're still in your Uber, that's brutal. The ladder volatility seems greater this season. And so, like, again, like, the ladder volatility almost certainly isn't... I shouldn't say almost certainly. Very likely isn't greater. There's just more people that care about the ladder this season, Tim. So, there's more people who are close in rank, basically. So, like, when you are MMR or whatever the internal thing is that they're using to calculate is close to each other, you're going to be... Wow, they didn't take a Vivien. It's also possible they're prioritizing taking cheaper cards here. Just because they're kind of choked on mana. I think we're probably dead here at this point. Needed more removal or a Vivien, or what's it called, a Tristani earlier. They could also take your Tristani with what? Taking control of Tristani does not generate a result you will be happy with. Oh, they have to take it because of the memorials. Okay, yeah, that's true. So this one of these could be a Tristani because they had to take it, because otherwise I'd pick it back up. So I could burn him. I think I'm going to burn a memorial here and grab Midnight Reaper. And then I can start attacking with these. Because if they block these, I get a token. I get a flying token and I get to draw a card. And this is, again, just, like, one of the unfortunate mid-range things, right? Like, we had a Vivien, they drew Vraska's Contempt, they drew Thief of Sanity, we didn't draw removal spells or Tristanis. Just, like, kind of how the beats go. I have no idea, J-Rock. All the notifications have just been super messed up ever since they changed systems. I have not a clue whether or not they're, like, correct ones or not. That is not the Tristani I wanted for Christmas. Man, if we would have drawn Tristani there, the game would have ended on the spot, right? If we would have taken both these Seraphs back. Either way, if it is authentic, thanks for the 3 months, J-Rock. Hope you're having a good one. Happy Monday. Knight of Autumn's kind of bad in this matchup. Tithe Taker's kind of mediocre. And Kaya, like, is okay against their Fine Finalities, but that's, like, all she's really okay against, so I think I like trimming her. Let's give this a go. Kiwis TV, thanks for the 2 months of support. Welcome back. Thanks for shipping that Prime there again. Should we side out our good cards since they have Thief of Sanity? Yeah, exactly. Just cut all of them. Snacks! Thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Bloomington, Indiana. What's going on, Prince Day? Hope you're having a good one. Oh, magic. Oh, magic. Something like Divest in the sideboard against the creature matchups. What problem does my deck have that is solved by adding that card to it? Automatic. Which matchup do you think is a problem that you're improving by making that change? And why is playing Divest for the creature matchups better than just playing more removal spells? Could they play... Is there a creature they could cast that I would want to Mortify this turn? I don't think there is. Carnage Tyrant isn't a problem. Seraph of the Scales can gain Death Touch, and we can also just go wide and block it, or go wide and attack through it. I don't think Carnage Tyrant... Thief of Sanity. Thief of Sanity is an answer to the question I just asked. Yeah, that was a mistake. Should have played the Plains. Definitely should have played Plains there. Is the life gain of Moment of Craving significant enough to keep it over Cast Down? Yeah, I think so, Dude Light. In matchups against Mono Red and the other aggressive decks, the 2 health is very important. In general, a card like Divest, I think, is worse than just playing removal spells. Magic. Yep. I don't know if this card really cares about a Danto Vanguard though. What's the word that I'm searching for? We have a bunch of blockers for that. I think this game's probably over at this point. I have a lot of flying power. I guess I could draw Tristani and still be in it. Going down to 8 here. Or 10, sorry. I was looking at the 6/6 and thinking the 6/6 was hitting me. Attack with Tithe Taker to start. See what happens. Yeah, let's play one more. Try and end on a high note. Life's like a jump rope, chat. The ladder's like a jump rope. Up, down. Up, down. Yay! My opponent mulliganed to 3! Yay! Magic! We're so good! We're winners, chat! Winners! Our deck's so powerful. Fear me. Fear me. Do you plan on playing any future events? You love watching me play. You get to watch me play every day. I'm here Monday to Friday, and even on the weekend occasionally, especially once the new set releases. I assume you mean paper tournaments. I don't know. Since I'm planning on taking weekends off from streaming until War of the Spark releases, I was considering going to the Open in Cleveland maybe, but we'll see if my buddy Matt wants to go or not. I'm not going to drive to Cleveland by myself, I don't think. I kind of like the Vanafear pod deck in Modern, so I wouldn't mind going to a tournament to play that. And the NRG tournament this month is, or in April, is Legacy. Boo. So, I don't really want to go play Legacy at a tournament. Might go play Modern, though. What you got? Grixis, eh? Yeah, Cleveland is a 6.5 hour drive for me. My deck choice in Modern is the Bant Pod or Vanafear combo or whatever you want to call it. Discard Tristani here, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to intentionally pass to my opponent here instead of mortifying this on my turn. Because if they counterspell my Mortify, I'm okay with that. Because then I get to untap and play Vivien and kill their Nick with that. As a European, I always wonder how easy for you Americans to accept 5+. Yeah, whenever I hear people talk about how it's unfair how many Magic tournaments, like, the United States, but again, I'm like, y'all don't realize how much we drive for flipping Magic tournaments. Like, I look at, like, Cleveland and go, like, that's 7 hours. That's, like, just maybe too far. Like, we consider Indianapolis, Chicago, and St. Louis close to where I live, and all of those are 2.5 to 3 hour drives, depending on the traffic. Yeah, the pod deck is a proactive combo deck that also has a little bit of interaction in it. That's unfortunate. Don't have a lot going on here at this point. Well, I mean, my point is, if you're willing to travel 10 hours or fly, you probably have big tournaments near you, too. It's just, you don't think of it as near like we think of it as near in the United States. I'm not playing out this swamp, because if they play another Nicol Bolas or a Disinformation campaign, I want a non-spell to discard to those cards. Yeah, Europeans can drive. Yeah, going to different states in a lot of parts of the United States is like driving to different countries in Europe. Some of the states are that big. On the East Coast, there's a lot of states that are kind of grouped close to each other where that's not as true. But in the United States, for the most part, like, it takes hours to get to other states. Six-hour drive. I mean, that's true for a lot of parts of the United States too, Chucky. Like, the place I'm located to drive 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to place is considered, like, a good spot to be. The United States just gets a lot of events because the United States is flipping huge. Well, my opponent and I are both drawing huge tracts of land, so we got that going for us. They probably have a removal spell and, like, just don't want to spend it on a Tithe Taker. And, like, even if they kill Vraska, at least she, like, turned a land into hopefully a spell.
Step aside or be crushed. I won't forgive this. Sometimes this is necessary.
Now, they might have, like, a ritual or sort of something they've been sandbagging. They just didn't want to trade 1-for-1 with the Tithe Taker, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see a Sweeper come down here, or, like, a Cry of the Canarium. It's funny hearing this as a conversation. I've had European friends mention that American measure distance and time as opposed to miles or kilometers. Yeah, that's very, everything is measures of time away. 10 out of 10. Well, Reaper would have just gotten exiled by the Cry, so the Reaper's kind of right on time. And you measure things by time in the United States because, like someone mentioned earlier, like when I lived in the suburbs of Chicago and, like, I traveled into the city, it would take an hour or an hour and a half sometimes to, like, get to the other side of the city if you wanted to drive through it or around it. And, like, that distance is much shorter than an hour and a half outside of the city. The euro is almost the same as the American dollar at the moment. They're very close. Chemist's Insight's a good pickup here for my opponent. They've been struggling to really generate actual card advantage here, and this is going to let them see a bunch of cards. Oh, you said a leader. Sorry, I just assumed your units. Yeah, you mixed up units in 2 different ways. I got you. That makes sense. I just assumed you were comparing units that were the same. Oh, this is wrong. I should have floated a mana here.
Leaving the body.
Should have floated a mana there. Again, holding on to this forest in the event that they have a card that makes us discard. Nicol Bolas. Disinformation Campaign. The metric system. You want to use some kind of crazy system where everything lines up ideally in units of 10? How are we supposed to gate people that don't know what's going on if we use standardized units of measurement? So I'm getting kind of punished for not playing the Knight of Autumn here. They have a Vraska's Contempt.
Nothing else matters.
Do I attack with everything here? This is really bad against a removal spell, right? I think I attack with everything. If they block here and Vraska's Contempt this, I feel kind of bad. Although I guess that's not strictly true because this is getting ready to ult and I have another Seraph for the scales to play out here. I am in a worse spot than I otherwise would be because I didn't play out Knight of Autumn the previous turn, but I'm not sure that it's strictly wrong to have done that. It was kind of unfortunate they had Duress into Bolas, though. That seems like it bodes well for us. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all we got. So what am I trying to dodge here? I'm trying to dodge double cry. So they can like flip Nicol Bolas, but that doesn't really do anything, right? I guess they can flip Nick, get my Vivien a Seraph, and then Ritual Asut the tokens, or Cry the tokens, but then they're still dead to the other Seraph, and they're dead to the Vraska ultimate, right? Yeah, they don't have enough mana to flip Nick and double Cry.
Boundless power.
I don't think your Boundless Power is going to be good enough here, Nikki B. I think they're just up a creek without a battle. I'm gonna play one more with this deck. We've had some medium luck this morning, but I do really like this deck. So let's try one more. Morning Hug. I haven't looked at any of the Challenger decks, Fishlamp. Does Vraska ult do anything when the opponent's at 1 life? Good point. I accept your premise. This hand needs a land, but we're on the draw. And, like, even if we don't hit a black source, we still, like, get to play Magic. So I think this is fine. They mulligans. Man, just mono Gruul aggro today. Maybe they're a Temur Reclamation deck. So much Gruul. Alright, sweet. They are Temur Reclamation. I'm actually just going to go ahead and do this while they're tapped out. I think the set with a bunch of planeswalkers in it that we're about to get is probably going to have a lot of people that die to this deck. You know what's going to be really good in the next format if people trying to play a bunch of clunky planeswalkers? Wilderness Reclamations and, what's it called? Wilderness Rec's going to be really good, and basic mountain running people over with Light Up the Stage is going to be real good. Hey, Full Metal Adept, thanks for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. You're having a good one. It's unfortunate that we've drawn a bunch of black cards and no black mana. If we'd have hit a black source here that was untapped, we'd have been in a really good spot, right? We'd have gone second hero into Assassin's Trophy this Reclamation. Now there's a chance that we die. Yeah. I don't think this matchup is bad for us by any means. We have a ton of ways to interact with Reclamation. We have a reasonable cards that put pressure into play. Not drawing lands and missing a color, though, is probably a good recipe for death. Never apologize, Full Metal. I appreciate all the support you've given. Good to have you here. Yeah, they just, like, get to draw 5 or 6 cards here, we could be dead. This is gonna be like a kill your hero, draw 4, basically. Kill your hero, draw 3. Whilst holding up Sabotage. So, we're gonna kill our hero, draw 3. We'll untap, draw a land, play Vivien, get Sabotaged, concede. Huh. That's too expensive. I think I want Vivien. I think Kaya's probably not good enough here. I'm gonna cheat and look up what Past Jeff said. What did I think was a good idea in this matchup yesterday? I'm gonna peek at the sideboard guide in my articles, so I don't have to think about it for 30 seconds. Past Jeff wanted to board in Duress, Trophy, and cut Midnight Reaper, Tristani, and Akaya. Does Midnight Reaper change if they have Fiery Cannonade? I feel like it does. I feel like the Ajani changes too, because they have Fiery Cannonade. Maybe Golgari Queen's the cut. She's a little bit slow and doesn't kill Reclamation. They have plenty of ways to kill Search. Let's try this. Yeah, we got cannonaded in the first game. I mean, that can happen in 2-colored decks too, Kennedy. Every deck in Magic and like your 1-color decks can just not draw lands. Like that variance is part of the game. You just gotta take the good with the bad. So again, when it comes to making suggestions for cards, I don't think just saying why this card is good, is this card good, bad, or playable in the deck? I don't think that's a good way to come at it, because there's lots of cards that fill that criteria. So, Priest of the Forgotten Gods. What issue does my deck have, and how are you solving it by adding Priest to it? What cards are you cutting? Why are those the cards you want to cut? Those are, in my opinion, are the questions you want to be asking yourself to figure out, should you be making a change and adding a card to your deck? They missed their land drop on that Growth Spiral, so God bless. Not taking the Sabotage means I can't play... Well, I guess I can play Vivien this turn if they play the Gift of Paradise, huh? So I'd like to draw a land here that's untapped. I think it's important to play out the Midnight Reaper here to double the amount of power I have in play so I can kill my opponent quickly. Mono Temples of Tilt. I assume they're just going to let this resolve and then, like, cast a Chemist's Insight this turn. Huh. Syncopate's a good one to know about. If they do hit Cannonade, which is one of their better hits at this point, we get to draw 2 cards, which is nice for us. Lava Quill and Lava Quill is also a good draw for them. I would love for them to tap out and play Niv Miz at this turn, so I can just like play Vivien Reid. Yeah, Lava Quill is unfortunate because it means that we don't get to draw a card and they take pressure off the table. Oh, huh. Alright, well that feels bad, but I get to put a Vivien into play, so that's nice.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
I'm going to take the Seraph, assuming that Vivien can help us find an untapped land next turn. So we can go Hero into Seraph for the Scales. Oh, you know what? I boarded out some Kayas in this matchup. I wonder if that's wrong, because I've seen some of these decks board in Rekindling Phoenix. So I assume this is getting syncopated and they're playing Chemist's Insight here, but I'm kind of okay with that. It's okay against Chemist's Insight. A lot of the time they're going to be able to jumpstart it in response. They'll like end step, jump, they'll end step, play it, untap, and then when you go to Kaya it the following turn, they'll jumpstart it in response. You can syncopate and canopy Y Seraph over the night because there's no enchantments for them to destroy, and even if they draw an enchantment, I have a Mortify. You think they're going to syncopate the night? I don't think they'll syncopate the night. I don't think the night's relevant enough for them to be worth syncopating. This no blocks here is bad if they drew Expansion Explosion this turn, because Expansion Explosion will let them finish Vivien off.
You can't stop nature.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important that I take the land and double spell because they have the counter.
Our kinship ensures. Look how far you've come.
Ajani looks pretty good. Oh my god, I just clicked no attacks. Dexterity errors. We're kind of in an okay spot here still, right?
Come to me.
Yikes.
Return to the fight.
We're still, like, pretty far ahead, right? Oh, I guess I didn't need to play my untapped land, then I could have put the Overgrown Tomb out that they knew about, right? Because this only takes 3 to activate, not 4. So, I should have this into play and have the planes in my hand, and they shouldn't know my last card. Anonymous Juan, thank you for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Oh, it does take an extra with the Tithe Taker. Yeah, that's true. I could have also just done it on my turn, though. Yeah, their hand is bad, and I have 2 Planewalkers in play, so... I'm just taking Tithe Taker here. Catch you later, Nivik.
The wilds are my shield.
I'm gonna pump Hero up out of shock range.
What I see in you.
And Ajani's really good when you want to put the pressure on. He adds a lot of power to the table every turn. My shovel's getting rusty. A new one for my 2-month. Thank you for the 2 months, Anonymous Juan. Welcome back. Alright, sweet. Our dexterity error did not bite us. Awastay, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Demox, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Does Entrancing Melody make me want to change how I sideboarded? Yeah. They have multiple melodies in their deck. Is Tristani better than Ajani? Ajani's much better against their stupid sweeper. I want a couple of these. What do we think about this? Nah, you don't cut Seraph. Seraph's real good. Even when she dies, she leaves tokens behind. I think I can go down a Mortify in this matchup just because I'm on 4 trophies, and I have Knights of Autumn, and I have Vivien. Like, I have a lot, and I have Duress. I have lots of ways to take their enchantments out, right? I think I can go down a Mortify. Jensen, thanks for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. No, Trophy is more mana efficient, and Trophy kills a flipped search for Azcanta, which is a big deal. The flexibility on Trophy and the resource efficiency on our end, I think, makes it better than Mortify. This was probably the only non-land card I was willing to keep on top of my deck there. Perfect. Seraph is very good. Yeah, when we get to Black-White Aristocrats later today, that's the other one I'm looking forward to today. That deck's real sweet. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Love to draw a land, a 2-drop, or a 3-drop. Well, that's kind of what I asked for. I'm gonna attack for 1 here and pass. My health total doesn't really matter, I don't think. That is not the land I wanted for Christmas. It's fine. Probably just getting syncopated anyways. Lava Coil or a Shock. This is Insight. Yep. Nice, Tim. This is the part where they counter my spell, and then they untap and... Ooh, lucky, lucky. They have a blink of an eye or something here? No. Wow, what is in their hand? That just worked? I'm so confused, chat. I don't understand. I wasn't prepared for my spell to resolve. I was prepared to be salty. I wasn't prepared for everything to work out. We actually haven't seen Nexus out of them yet. There are a lot of these Reclamation builds that are teamer that don't actually play Nexus. Thanks, Lord. I'm leading on Mortify here as opposed to Assassin's Trophy, because if they counter my spell killing their Search for Azcanta here, the trophy can kill their flipped Search for Azcanta, whereas Mortify cannot. So I want to lead on Mortify because if that one gets countered, I still have a backup way to take the Search for Azcanta off the table. So now I'm not just screwed because I have a trophy as a follow-up here. And, like, obviously they could have another counter here to stop the trophy from killing their Search for Azcanta. Alright, so we are dead because I can't beat this Biogenic Ooze and this Search. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Maybe we can beat both, but I think it's pretty unlikely. I think there's a good chance they've got us on the 1-2 punch. I could beat one of these and not both, though. This one kills me faster, so we're gonna go ahead and kill that and just like hope to race here. I think if we hadn't stumbled here, we probably would have had a very reasonable shot, but like, this is gonna get a Wilderness Reclamation and then it's just gonna bury us in the ground. They get multiple Azcanta activations a turn here, so it's just not going to be particularly close or interesting from there. It was kind of a tough set. I feel like we had a mix of, like, bad beats. I had a couple of bad decisions in there, but we just had a lot of matches today where it's just like, well, we'll keep this 2-lander on the draw and be good if we draw a 3rd land and then just not, or, like, keep a hand that just needs this extra color and then never hit the extra color, and that's just how it goes sometimes. It's just Magic. I do like this deck. If you didn't get a chance to see us play it in a couple of the other sessions, it's up on my website, my YouTube channel. You can see it play out. I think this deck's very reasonable against Sultai especially, so you can see us grind that deck into oblivion a few times if you check the archives. We're going to go ahead and move along here, though, because I like to make sure we get a lot of variety on stream, so we'll be rolling along into some Jund Super Friends up next and a variety of other decks today. I'm going to be running long on Mondays moving forward, so pretty awesome. We're up to almost 2,000 people in here, so hope everyone's having a good start to